There we are. Good morning. So, in my hobby hour today, we are painting Sanguinary Guard. I'm closing in on the end with these guys. However, I do have one that I haven't really finished. Well, I haven't finished. That I'll hopefully be doing like a normal style video with him, like start to finish. But today, it's just me rambling, trying to finish off the other 5. We managed to get most of the base coats done. Obviously the banner, I haven't started that. I'm probably going to leave that to last, using contrast paints and all the rest of it. I really wish I'd left it off the guy. Painted it separately as a sub-assembly. But it's fine. I think they're starting to look really good though. With their wings and everything. Yeah, they're looking good. So, first thing I'm doing today, I think, is going to be finishing off the wings. And I'm just going to be doing a dry brush with this Paraxi white. I imagine you could use white scar. That would work just as well. But for me, I've got some of this Paraxi white, and that's what I like using. It's good stuff, this. I think I originally got put onto it for a Blood Bowl Norse team I was doing, and this was for the Yeti and the bases. I think that's what it was for. I like to just use the underneath of the base. See how well it's going on. And obviously we want to catch the ridges, so from left to right. And this should just tie most of that together. The box art for these wings has the top bit like a different color, like almost like pure white. So I may do that. Depends how well it comes out. Keep hitting my camera. I think I need to get a better phone holder. I was watching John stream the Blood Angels Commander yesterday, and his phone holder is like way up in the air, which is probably what I would benefit from. But it's all a learning experience, isn't it? Yeah. That looks all right. You could easily go in and layer all these if you wanted to. Edge highlights, sorry. But I tell you, one thing I have learned recently is how little I enjoy edge highlighting, and how I don't think it really affects the end result of my models. Oh no, that's not good. That is not good at all. We might need a dab of glue in there. Disaster. Catastrophe. Alright, we're going too heavy, I guess. I suppose I have to remember that these aren't exactly designed for these models. The wings aren't designed for this model. Yeah. Damn. Alright, well, I'll tell you what, let's fix that now. I wonder if super glue might be better. You know, a wee dab of super glue in there. problem with plastic glue is because it melts everything, it may actually make the wing even less stable until it hardens. There we go. Okay. All right. I've done stuff like that so many times. I think the worst breakage I ever had was on my 40k Guilliman. The Emperor's Sword. Yeah, we'll just put him there and we will move on to the next one. Where did I put the... There it is. Yeah, the Emperor's Sword. That was a nasty break. I almost went and tried to find the part and order another one. But, you know, plastic glue, put it in there. You're not entering Golden Demon, you're probably fine. I forgot to do the shoulder pad as well. We'll go a little bit gentler. Yeah, I'm not sure about that pocket 3 white there. Not a pocket 3 white. This stuff here, the top bit, I use Soul Blight Dirge. I wanted like a different color for the wings and the parts that held the wing, so I used like the Soul Blight Dirge, and obviously a pocket 3 white for the feathers. You do wonder what kind of material these things were to be made out of, because they're not real wings, you know. They're not like sanguineous. So what would they be made out of? Metal? Would they be artificial? So feathers, but you know, like vat grown, like servitors. These are the questions that keep me up at night. You know, I'm really tempted just to do a solid white scar for that. Or at least go in there and layer some of it up. The top part, not the wings. The wings I'm very happy with, they look fine. I'm just trying to be, in fact, you know what, we'll brace. I don't want it to break. I might need to get out the smaller dry brush. And after this, after the wings, I'm putting off the black, I'll be honest. Maybe I'll do the black next. It's like, I hate highlighting black. Black in general is not a fun color to paint, in my opinion. So good job to me, I'm doing the Death Company next. That'll be fun. I've been looking at some interesting ways of being able to paint that. Games Workshop's one, actually. They put out a video for, is it Lamartis? It looked really good. So I might try that. What I've been thinking about doing is, you know, Chaos Black Prime, dry brush, maybe two dry brush layers, and then wash it in Nuln Oil and calling it a day. I tell you, it's a shame that I didn't have these videos for my... Yeah, let's get a smaller one. It's a shame I didn't have this channel making these videos when I was doing my Firstborn Battle Company project, where I painted 100 Marines of the Ultramarines 4th Company. Because I was really, really proud of how those models came out for the speed that I painted them. You know, oh shit. Be careful with that. We'll catch that with the silver when we go to do when we go to do that part. Yeah, see, that turned out okay. That's the same Soulblight Dirge on the shoulder pads. I'm just not totally sold on these parts. Doesn't look bad. But I'm just not completely sold on it. Yeah, so my 4th company, I was very, very pleased with how that came out for the speed. And I'm kind of hoping to replicate that across the Death Company, maybe even this whole Blood Angels army. Because if you weren't aware, my main army is my Ultramarines. I've got about approaching 10,000 points of the glorious 13th. But when I was a teenager, back in 2nd edition, Blood Angels were my army of choice, so I've been wanting to paint a Blood Angels army for a long time now. The kid in me is screaming at me, why? Why didn't you paint them in the first place? I mean, this all really started with the fact that I wanted to paint Sanguinius. I've painted 2 Primarchs, and both of them are Guilliman, one 30k, one 40k. And I went to Warhammer World, and I was like, when I'll go down there, I'll pick up a Primarch. So every time I go down, I'll pick up a new one. And they didn't have them. Can you imagine that? Imagine not having all the Primarchs at Warhammer World. Mental, if you ask me. They did have his dioramic base, which I picked up. So now I've got Sanguinius' base, but no Sanguinius. So after that, I decided, okay, well, Dante's coming out, or Dante's out. I think he might have been out by then. Let's pick up Dante. And then when it came to painting him, I started customizing him. And I actually didn't start off with the plan to do this. I knew I wanted to add wings. So I looked around for, excuse me, a decent set of wings. And I found the one that I liked in the Drukhari Scourge box. They had little bits of mechanical aspects to them, so they weren't like actual wings, because again, he's not Sanguinius. But they had the feathery look, and they looked great. And in that box was a spear, purely by random. I didn't even realize until I was building the model. It had this spear in it, and I decided, you know what, spear is really cool. Let's go with the spear. So I took off, what's it called? The Perdition Axe or something? Axe Mortalis? I don't know. Sorry. Sorry, Blood Angels players. So I took that off, reposed his arm, stuck on the spear. And that looked great. And then, did I realize what I was doing at that point? I must have done, because I went out and I bought a Herald of Corn, I think it's called. Was it Herald of Corn or a Demonette? One of the demons. Bloody expensive, it was like 20 quid. From Games Workshop. And I stuck him, painted him up, put him on his base. And suddenly, at that point maybe, I realised I'd built Sanguinius. And his dioramic base. So I'd done my own version. Which I'm super pleased with. Like, it turned out it's probably the model I am most proud of out of everything I've ever painted. I would show it to you just now, but I can't because it's currently on display in Warhammer Aberdeen. I may have said that already. How's that looking? Not looking as good as I thought it would. Maybe I need some more paint. I'm trying to be very soft with the dry brush now. There we go, that's better. Yeah, we need to get a new phone holder. Looks okay. Let's swap to the little one. So yeah, getting Sanguinius would be cool. I'd like to do that. When I first painted my first Primarch, it was 30k Guilliman from Horus Heresy. And I remember being so bloody nervous. It was mainly about the cost of the model, I think. Well, you've just spent, at the time, it was about 80 quid. I know they're up over 100 now, some of them, with the price increases. When I got them, it was about £80. And so you've just spent 80 quid on one model, and you're like, I don't want to mess it up. And not like a model, like, we have not just a model, we have these perceptions of the Primarchs. Oh, you know, oh my goodness, it's a Primarch. I did that one, didn't I? You know, so you want to paint them incredibly well, but really when you get down to it, once you actually start painting the thing, you realise it is just a Space Marine. You know, unless they're Magnus. I haven't shaded that. I don't know if you can see. Probably not. But there's no shading on that, so that needs to be fixed too. Should we do that now? Yeah, Soulblight. Is it Soulblight Grey? Soulblight Grey. I don't know what did I call it Skavenblight Dirge earlier? That would be a disaster. There's going to be a lot. If that's what I said, there's going to be a lot of people going, "What the hell?" Yeah, Skavenblight Dirge. That's a really good paint for weathering. Not so much for washing down white. In fact, that would be a complete disaster. Well, we'll just stick some of this on here. That's right, yesterday I realised while I was painting, oh my gosh, my brush is knocking off the O-ring. When I was painting these guys, I was washing down their armour. I realised I hadn't actually done his shoulder, so that's why that happened. Yeah, In fact, that's probably enough. So yeah, he'll have to dry. What are we on? This one. I am very happy with how they've turned out. The kitbash was great. Smashing the two of them together and adding nipples. I forget the guy's channel that I got the. It was a great tutorial for effectively what the idea was, rivets. So he made a tool for rivets using a mechanical pencil. I think I came up with just as good method, in fact, given that he had to wait 24 hours for the tool that he made to dry, because he used like putty and all this other stuff. I think my tool is actually superior. Where is it? Let me show you. Where is my rivet tool? Oh, there it is. This is what I used. If it camera focuses. So this is the topper of a Citadel glue. If it focuses. With one of the old nozzles. That's what people do, isn't it? There we go. And so that is my rivet tool, or nipple maker. You just put that in a little bit of green stuff. I don't know how often I will use it. I mean, I guess I've got the Sanguinary, don't I? I've got him to do. And anyone else that's got like sculpted ab armor. I think they've pretty much more or less discontinued all these dry paints. Maybe you can still get like rise or rust because it goes with typhus corrosion, but it's a shame. I really like them. Again, for my ultramarines, I've got two dry brushes, two dry paints that I use to paint, to dry brush the, well, everything ultramarines really, tanks, infantry, whatever. And it saves so much time, it's so good. But one of them is discontinued. I went and bought a couple of pots off of eBay just to make sure I've got enough to last. They're all on the way out, I guess. Hey, I want to thank the fact that a bunch of you joined last night, subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate that. Again, we're trying to get to 50 subscribers, 50, so that I can do this as a live stream rather than a recorded video, which is kind of the format I want to go down. I think the way I seem to work or operate, that's what I would like to do. Why don't you do it on Twitch? Well, because I'm not a big fan of Twitch. What does Valrak call them? The microphone suckers? I just don't like the UI. It's not a platform I've ever used. I'm an old fella set in my ways, I suppose. I like YouTube. Although it would be nice to be able to just go straight into live streaming, so who knows, maybe. we'll see how well it goes. I'm hoping. Although I'm painfully aware I went from like 2 subscribers to, what was it, 18? 19 I think we're on now. Last night. But that all came from the Blood Angels commander. So we might be going back to only 1 or 2 joining. So it might take a while, but we'll get there. I hope. But if you are watching this organically from somewhere else, I would appreciate a subscribe. You can always tell me if you use any dry paints down below. If you've got a favourite or one that maybe I should pick up. What other dry brushes do I use? So I've got the two blues. This Paraxi white. Oh, Necron Compound. That was a good one. Yeah. Again, I know a lot of people say, well, just use Stormcast Silver, I think it's called, and you'll be fine. And you probably will be, and it might be better, but I really like the Necron Compound. It allows you to just get in there and get it done. Be careful, I can feel these wings kind of bending a little bit. The join is not terribly strong. I tell you what, this will be a nightmare for transporting. I use one of the Citadel Crusade cases with the foam. How would they actually fit in? They'd have to go like that, wouldn't they? Or maybe like that, I suppose. Yeah, that's good. That's a problem for future me. Nope, that's a bit much. That's a lot much. When dry brushing, I learned fairly recently actually that you don't want an entirely dry brush. The guys over at Artis Opus, they put out videos where they show you with a little like wetting sponge, a little bit of water on the end of your brush, dip it in a sponge, and that's your wetting sponge, because you want a little bit of moisture just to help it, I guess, flow or come off the brush. So if you're wondering why I'm using this old sheet rather than a brand new, a new pad or something, that's why. There's a bit of moisture on there. This guy, yeah, I've been aware of this guy for a few painting sessions. See if you can spot what's wrong with him. You ready? Tell me when you can spot it. What's wrong with him? Yep. Does it show up better if I do that? Look at that. For those who may have not noticed, we are missing his hand. So that's something I have to correct later. There was a part of me that was like, just, blood for the blood god, put it on the floor. But no, we won't do that. I'll paint it up and I'll get it stuck on. I'm just being lazy. I suppose this video is probably going to go out later on today once I finish. I like to watch them over just to make sure that everything's okay, and then put them up. It just really defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do. This is why I'm hoping to get the live streams in, because the whole point of what I would like to do is that when I paint, it's early in the morning generally. I do some evening sessions and whatnot, but the vast majority of my regular painting is first thing in the morning. So anywhere between 6 o'clock in the morning, 7, and certainly 8:30 to about 9:30. Occasionally 10. That's when I do the overwhelming majority of my painting. And so the whole point is I want to live stream that. Come up with some kind of 90s breakfast show name. What would we call it? Breakfast and Models or something like that. You know what I mean? Some kind of name like that, but I don't want to pigeonhole myself too much with that. But anyway, my point is that when this video goes up, it is not going to be morning. It's going to be afternoon. And the vibe will have totally changed. So we'll see how that goes. But bear with me. Bear with me if you can. Oof, look at that. Lots of pink. What the heck did I paint pink? Oh, it would have been the purity seals. Yeah. We need some more. Oh, that's better. How are you guys finding the new Sanguinary Guard? The folks that have come over from the Blood Angels Commander. When they came out, I was not a fan. I like them now, and I've converted them. And I've replaced what were, I believe, missing. The wings. Reposed them, better helmets. How do you guys like them? Are you just painting them vanilla as they come in the box, or have you modified them as well? I'd be interested to know how many people aren't. If people are just like running them as they come in the pot in the box. That'll do. Oh yeah, of course. Where's the other one? There it is. That is coming out so much better than the wings. The shoulder pad. Not that the wings are bad. I'm really not sure what to do about the top bit, the bone part. It looks looks organic almost now, which is not really what I was going for, but I mean, does it work? It kind of works. Kind of works. I might leave it. Right. I'm assuming this guy's shoulder pad has not dried properly. I might have to come back to that. Yeah, you can see a bit of wet paint in there. We don't want to do that then. What now? Yeah, it was a black, wasn't it? Yeah. Not a massive fan of painting that. Highlighting black, sorry, not painting black. Painting black's easy with the wonderful Black Legion contrast paint. If you haven't used Black Legion, I thoroughly recommend you picking up a pot. It is wonderful stuff. So I'm just cleaning off the dry brush. Probably time for a condition, really. You can see here my dilemma, right? So this is sort of the squad leader, I guess, is what I'm considering him, even though there's not a squad leader. I painted the red blood drops already with Fleshed Air's contrast paint. And then I realized that the gold is probably going to be hard to paint round that. So I only did it on the first one. I think I would like to paint the gold. The gold next. Do the gold, then we can do the blood drops. I suppose we could finish off the black. Should we finish off the black? Yeah. There's places where it really does need a second coat, actually. See in there, along the edges. I'm not sure if that's showing up particularly well. Hasn't covered completely, but I think the highlight phase should fix most of that. I may even leave it. What I've done in the past is with the bolt guns and things is just use a silver for both parts. I may do another layer of Black Legion though. If you're never sure what to do, just sit for a minute and give it a ponder. You know, don't rush into these choices. I mean, they look good already. The gold looks great. I had the same problem with Dante. I was tempted just to leave him. But trust me, it's worth painting. All right. There's a lot of raised edges. A dry brush might work. Metal dry brush. Not on this guy, like I said, with the blood drops. But on the ones that I haven't. Go in there with a small dry brush. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. I actually have some gold gold dry paint that I've been meaning to try. I might use some of that. If I can find it. If I can find it straight away, we'll give it a shot. If I can't, we'll use Liberated Gold. Give me 2 seconds. If I can find it. Or gold. Must be in my other paint box. Can I be bothered to go and get it? Not really. Alright, let's just use Liberator. I guess we'll have to do it as properly now. It's not a dry paint. Which means a new bit of kitchen roll. And I'm back. All right, let's do this. The big fancy painters on YouTube, they don't like dry brushes. I've seen them complain about them over and over again, from like Duncan, Peachy. Just use the actual paint. And the reason why they don't get it, I think, is that dry brushing, getting the amount in your brush is not actually ridiculously easy. Let's try on the statue at the bottom first. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. It's a good colour, this. Yeah, it looks better, I think. This is why I didn't want to do the gems. Using this kind of method, you'd end up just painting completely over them. Yeah, that's nice. Let's compare him to his brother. Nice. Need to be real careful around that white. The backpack. I haven't decided what I'm doing with the backpack yet. Oh, I've got some white there. It's okay, we can fix that now, I guess. Yeah, so what I might do with the backpack is add, a lot of people seem to add blue these days to backpacks. I don't paint that many, to be honest, so it's not really something I've come across. Although saying that, I suppose I did with the Firstborn Company project, but then I was doing that on the speed, so I wasn't really thinking about the extras. But yeah, they put like blue contrast paint in there, makes them look like they've got fusion engines or something. Looks cool. I wonder if we'll ever see Sanguinius in 40k. I'm sure we will. That doesn't mean I want him to come back before anyone gets angry. I think him being dead gives the Blood Angels a lot of their character. But Games Workshop tend to go with what makes a ton of money, and let's face it, if they brought out Sanguinius for 40k, everyone's buying that model. Everybody. Blood Angels players, painters, collectors, everybody is buying Sanguinius, surely. In plastic, that'd be sweet. How would they do it, I wonder? Something to do with the Sanguinor and Mephiston, probably, and Dante. I don't know. Nice, yeah, I'm happy with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They would probably be lazy and just give him Cabanda again or something, wouldn't they? The model would look sweet though. Imagine him standing like, what's the patron saint of England again? George? St. George and the Dragon? Pretty much what they've done already with his 30k model, so maybe they wouldn't do that. It'd be nice for him to face something other than Khorne demons, I suppose. It's like, you think after 10,000 years they're like still going back and forth with Khorne. Okay, other than demons, so no demons allowed, who would be a great opponent for the Blood Angels? For Sanguinius, I should say. Otherwise it would just be Tyranids, wouldn't it? Top 3, let's think. Wouldn't be Tau. Orcs. Orcs is a good one. Drukhari, that would be quite cool. Blood Angels against Drukhari. Yeah, hell yeah. That would get my vote. I don't see a lot of Drukhari. In the lore, I mean. Nice. Maybe Games Workshop, a bit like the Emperor's Children, Games Workshop are a bit afraid of them. I know there's rumours about the Emperor's Children getting a refresh, and I guarantee you it's going to be more Sanguinary Guard and less what people... Oh, shit. Oh, that's not good. And what people might actually want. If you know my meaning. I think we're going to get a very PG-13 Drukhari when they get, what are they called? Emperor's Children. When they get their refresh. which is fine. Which is fine. You got to remember that this is predominantly a game aimed at teenagers. Although saying that, in second edition, when I was a teenager, they certainly didn't give a monkeys. There's some really cool demonette models. Oh. I'm gonna have to go over that black again. There's nothing I can be doing about it. To be honest, I was meant to cut that pouch off. I've cut all the pouches off these guys. Except that one. I missed it. It snuck through. He's the one with the missing hand, isn't he? It's going to be a pain in the butt to do that. I'm going to have to cut out the bit. I suppose I could spray it black, at least. Because I'm out of Retributor now, pretty much. Paint it gold by hand. What time are we on? Oh my gosh, it's gone 9:30 already. I might do this gold and that might have to be me. Things need doing. Oh. But if you've watched this far, thank you very much for hanging out with me. Or watching me hang out, I suppose. In the future. Give me some suggestions if you think you can think of anything that I can do to improve, to make it more interesting. The idea, again, I think I've said it before, is that effectively it's a hangout and hobby. But if you can think of anything that would improve this, I would really appreciate that. I watch lots of YouTube, but I never really give much consideration to what people should be doing. I think that's probably for the best, really. You do what you want to do, and if you build it, they will come, kind of thing. Or they won't, I guess. I was talking to my missus yesterday about it, actually. Saying the reason why I'll enjoy it, the reason why, I mean, I've only made 2 videos, but the reason why I enjoy it is effectively I get somebody to talk to Warhammer about, even if that person is me. Because effectively I'm talking to the camera, right? To you guys. But I get to say all the things and talk about all the things that I would want to. Because obviously being a father, my situation, which is pretty complex, means that I don't get to go to the clubs as often as I would like to. The Warhammer clubs, obviously. I'm past any other kind of clubs. So yeah, this is a way I've been able to discuss Warhammer, which is awesome. I really love that. I have to go over those red gems again. Why did it? Oh gosh, am I doing it off camera? One more. Have to be careful around that wing. It's going to need a while to dry off again. That's such a cool face mask. It's definitely my favorite on that one. I don't know if you can see a little blood drop on his right eye. I'm actually thinking about painting that rather than just leaving it. I think on the box art it just has it as gold, but I'm thinking about going in there with like a little bit of contrast paint and painting the blood drop red. These are such good models. The old kit and the new kit. The new kit with upgrades, okay. I can't go that far. I can't say the new kit's good. It's not. It's got so many problems. But it can be made good if you've got the bits. You know, everyone's bought those Crimson Lord upgrade sprues or whatever they're called. Upgrade kits. Once you add the wings in and whatnot. They look good. Ooh, let me put my hand on that wing, gotta be careful. I did have somebody tell me that they didn't like this old banner. They preferred the new one. Which, I mean, you know, everyone's entitled to whatever they think. He said that it made no sense that it was like, you know, as a flying troop, why they would be carrying these ginormous banners, which is true. I can admit that. That definitely makes sense, but it's Warhammer. Nothing makes sense. That's kind of the point. So no, give me the overtop. They're meant to look like paintings, aren't they? Old medieval, Renaissance, whatever you call it, painting. I think for this guy, when I come to do the last one, I may do the gold first. You can see how dull. There's a comparison. Where's a good one? Just goes to show you can repair the prime. Oh, hang on. Sorry. The prime went completely wrong for these guys. Maybe the weather was bad, or the can was running out. I'm not sure. And I was worried about the fact that I wouldn't be able to get the shine back. But as you can see, we have the shine back. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I've pretty much run out of time. So yes, thank you for hanging out if you got this far. If you can try and help me get to 50 subscribers, I would thoroughly appreciate it. No, that's everything. Okay, have a good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or wherever you are.